Hello and welcome to the Ottawa Herald's 2012 Kansas primary candidate interviews. I'm Crystal Herber here with Rick Geist, Ottawa native and Republican candidate for Franklin County Sheriff. Hello, Mr. Geist.
How are you doing?
I'm doing well.
Good.
All right, let's get started. Begin by telling me why you are running for sheriff.
I'm running for sheriff for the community. After 30 years of working with the police department, in the back of my mind I always had decided to go a little bit further in law enforcement. And the opportunity came across after I retired to do so. And I still want to get back to the community as I've done in the last 30 years.
I'll ask you to talk a little bit louder.
Okay.
Thanks. Being sheriff is about more than just enforcing laws in the county. How would you handle the many other duties that come with being a sheriff?
You know, one of the main things I see too is being involved with the community. Talking with them, going out and meeting the community, and just interacting with the community itself. I feel strong that the law enforcement needs to build a bridge with the community and make a better working relationship.
How would you go about building that bridge and having a better working relationship with the citizens of Franklin County?
One of the things I want to do is, like the McGruff and Derrick camp that we had in the police department, is to have these same opportunities for the other cities, smaller cities within the county, the community. And whether it's a daily activity or evening activities, but getting the law enforcement involved with the community, educating them on drugs and alcohol, personal protection, personal safety, and home security.
Is there something in the current sheriff's performance in office that you feel you could improve on?
I think having the ties with the community, I think that's a big asset to have. Not getting out and being involved with the community, I think is a big asset. Not having the right programs out here, working with the community, and not just the community, but other law enforcement agencies, be able to work with them.
The sitting sheriff says his office's budget has come down 8% in the last 2 years. How would you work to keep the budgetary costs of that office down if you were elected?
One of the things, and then again, without being in a position and knowing where everything is sitting at this point, but I want to make things more transparent, you know, through not only the commissioners, but with the community. Again, it's their money, and I want to have it where they, some type of a requisition paper trail to get approval to spend the money.
Okay. Is there spending that you can see right now that you feel is unnecessarily done in the sheriff's office?
I have, and again, until I can get in there to explain myself a little bit better out there, but I think there has been some money that's been spent that's probably doesn't need to be.
Do you have an example of something that may have been purchased?
I guess the one that the new video system that they have, or camera system they had down there. Again, what I was told was around $67,000 for that. There are just as good quality camera systems out there at a cheaper price.
You said previously that the working relationship between the sheriff's office and other law enforcement agencies in Franklin County is not as good as it could be. Why do you feel that is, and what would you do to improve upon that relationship?
The guys amongst themselves take good care of each other, backing each other up, you know, whether it's county or city officers and stuff like that. I would say it would fall more a little bit higher, you know, in the administrative part, to work together on regular fundamentals, you know, and cost, you know, for each department. I think working together and would help the jobs would be much easier.
So you're saying administratively, perhaps the law enforcement agencies are not working together?
I would say that would be some of it there. There's, it's kind of hard to explain, but there's times that I think that they could sit down and talk to each other to make things work between the two departments.
You've said before that some of the deputies may be abusing their power. Why do you feel that is, and what would you do differently to make the deputies, ensure that the deputies don't do that?
Assure the deputies that we work for the community. Again, putting on that uniform is for the community. It doesn't give the guys the right, and it's not all the guys. There's some guys that will put the uniform on, and just because they have the badge on, makes them at a higher level of everybody. And they're not. They're just as normal as we are. But they need to, again, learn how to respect people, and not just themselves, but other officers.
There are more than 30 employees working in the sheriff's office right now. How do you feel you would be as a leader of so many employees?
Being as personal as I am, and I have ties throughout the community, working with them and helping them to understand that to be able to work along with other people, I think is a big factor to get them more involved with the community, help them understand the community a lot better too.
If elected, how would you work to build trust and rapport between the sheriff's office and the citizens of Franklin County?
By being a lot more visible out there in the community. And that's being out in little smaller cities and town in the county here, by being out there, patrolling, talking to people, and let them know that we are out there for them.
And you mean not just you as sheriff, but deputies?
As deputies, yes. I would be out there, everybody would be out there.
What would your policy be on communicating with the media?
As far as?
How transparent would you be and open with information if the media called you and asked for information on a case?
Whatever the law would allow, and what information that we could give out, I wouldn't give anything out that would interfere with any type of case, but just in general media release, I would be open.
Do you feel that that's an important part of your job, getting that information out there so that the media can in turn get it out there to the public?
I do, because if you're not doing anything wrong, there's nothing to hide.
Would you employ a public information officer?
Would I employ one?
Yeah.
Yes.
We talked about this a little bit before, but during your time with the Ottawa Police Department, you worked to bring such programs as McGruff and DARE to Ottawa. What crime prevention programs or education would you bring to the county as sheriff?
In that position, I would, again, if I could do something for each city, do some type of a program, and because when we started their program, it started out small. Now it's very large, and I would, just have to look at, what interests I would have from the community starting those, and how they would participate in it. But you can start one in every little city, and whether it starts off with a 5-hour program or a full day program.
Would you be willing to devote funding to any preventative programs for at-risk youth? And if so, what kinds of programs would you use?
Would I fund any, or?
Yeah, would you use any of the sheriff's office funds?
Yes, for anything to do with kids and educate them, I would, yes.
We got a few questions from our readers online, and reader Rebecca Schmo wants to know how should the drug problem in the Franklin County school districts be addressed and prevented?
I think they still have a DARE program at the 5th grade level. There are programs that you can do in the high school level 2, and it would be something that I would have to look at these schools, you know, to be able to first they be able to get into the schools at a higher level to go back as a refresher course, as you might say, for the DARE program to teach the older kids. So you would have that be able to do, and not only the kids, but you could do a evening activity with the kids and the parents.
Are you hoping to have a good working relationship with each of the school districts in the county?
I do.
Another reader question. Reader Talia Suffren adds to that previous question, asking how would you address the drug problem throughout the county?
The drug problem throughout the county, number one, again, is building that trust between law enforcement and the community. Once you can start to build up some trust over that and get the people to call in information, we could build a case. In law enforcement, we educate these guys every day on how we come across them and how we make arrests. By sending officers to better training and training period, you know, so that it can educate them that we can bring back to the community to get the community involved to make drug cases be a lot easier.
So you're saying that to have residents call in and give tips would be one of the most effective ways to fight that problem? Or?
That would be a help to get that done. A lot of people are hesitant about the Crime Stoppers, you know, as far as coming in. I would like to look at some type of program where they're starting to text information now, you know, and with that information, sometimes we can't act right then and there, but we can gather the information to make a case to target somebody.
Reader Sarah Socks asked what your status on the Class 3 legally owned gun law is, and will you approve applications that come to your office?
The concealed carry,
Yes, that and ability to have automatic weapons, machine guns, and silencers.
I'm not for the silencers because of law enforcement safety and all that. The concealed carry, I agree with it. You know, people have to protect what's theirs. For officer safety, again, the silencers, I don't like too much about that because of the officer safety out there. Automatic weapons, you know, if they're at home, they take them where they're supposed to legally and shoot them legally, I don't have a problem with that. The problem I got is when they use them on law enforcement or against anybody else.
Of all three candidates, you have the most experience in law enforcement with more than 30 years. How do you think that will affect your chances come August?
I think it's going to affect it pretty well. Again, my reputation around the city has been well known through the 30 years of dedication that I gave to the city. Being known and people friendly, I should say, you know, I get along with a lot of people. They know that, you know, there's no favoritism in what my decisions are made on a daily basis. You know, again, law enforcement, we don't write the laws, we enforce them, and that's what we're here to do. And again, I think, you know, your personality and giving people the time of day will make a big influence.
What do you feel your chances are against an incumbent who has worked in the sheriff's office for 18 years?
I think I stand a good chance of winning this election.
You retired end of last year from Ottawa Police Department. Why would you want to come out of retirement and take a public office?
Again, I want to give back to the community again. For 30 years, I gave to the community, you know, through dedication, and I want to be able to continue that. If we save 1 or 2 kids every day, the job is worth it.
What do you feel is the biggest criminal problem in the county, and how will you work to combat that if you're elected?
I think one of the worst criminal activities, again, is our narcotics problems we have. And, you know, every city, every county faces that problems on a daily basis. And again, it's getting with the community and putting them together with us, you know, to take what it needs to get rid of the problem.
And how is your campaign going overall?
I think it's going real well. I've been real pleased with it, and it's still continuing to go.
What's your strategy been?
What's my strategy? Again, it's just letting people know that I am here for them. I'm not here for myself, it's for the community.
Okay. Well, that's all the questions I have. I'm Crystal Herber with the Ottawa Herald, and this is Republican candidate for Franklin County Sheriff, Rick Geist. Thank you.